So guys, we got insurance registrations for last week, December 30th to January 5th. As we can tell, NIO got 3,000 vehicles registered. Pretty nice. And then what's interesting about this list, Xpeng beating Li Auto for the first time ever in terms of weekly insurance registrations. Very, very interesting. So Onvo apparently had 2,300 insurance registrations. So if you add NIO and Onvo together, NIO Group had 5,300 registrations, which puts it about at number 4 on this list, just under Aito, above Zeekr and Xiaomi. So this is pretty nice. You can tell gradually Onvo's deliveries are picking up, and it's going to eventually overtake NIO, which is very normal to see. Now, eventually with Onvo, if they have better incentives, because right now they have zero incentives for Onvo. When they have better incentives, and they also have the Onvo L70 launching later this year, then of course you can even eventually see Onvo at the top of this list. Eventually, okay? So that's something to look forward to maybe near Q3, Q4 of this year. Now, they also published the luxury brand sales, and you can tell NIO here. Unfortunately for that, previous week, NIO did not sell as many as Lexus or Volvo. This is okay. I mean, most people took delivery of the car before the end of the year. So, of course, 30th and 31st only encompasses 2 days of 2024. So most people took delivery of the cars before that for the different policies that NIO had. So it's kind of, to be expected that at the start of January, deliveries for NIO wouldn't be that strong. And NIO has also released the 0% down, 0% interest policy. So that's going to help boost sales for January. Not more than December for sure, because a lot of people pulled the trigger in December, but we can still expect decent numbers, not like terrible numbers, but gradually over time I do expect NIO brand deliveries to sort of drop a little bit, okay, until the product gets refreshed in the middle of this year with the NT 2.5, ET5, ET5T, ES6, EC6, and also with the NT 3.0 versions of the 7 and 8 series vehicles. That's what that's when we get a big product refresh. But really right now and going forward for the next few months, NIO brand sales really needs to be boosted by incentives. All right, they gotta have even sweeter incentives to boost people to buy these cars. Onvo, however, will of course continue to be strong, and they will ramp up and become even stronger. 2,300, they might become even bigger than that, even more than that. Maybe 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 per week. Very possible. And of course, we got Firefly coming, so that's overall going to add more deliveries. So let me just make it clear, I do expect NIO brand deliveries to sort of teeter and sort of slightly dip this first half of this year, and then later half of this year, I do expect NIO brand's deliveries to pick up and really increase a lot. However, Onvo deliveries, I expect it to just be constantly going up, and Firefly deliveries constantly going up as well. So let me just make that very, very clear. Now, Li Auto also published this whole year sales, sort of to make them look good. This is the entire sales of 2024 from January all the way to December. Of course, they're number one on the list. They got to make themselves look good, and also sort of to negate the fact that this previous week Xpeng had more insurance registrations than them. But if you look throughout the year, of course, they had more insurance registrations, deliveries in total than Xpeng, and they wanted to make that clear for people. So that's why they published this. All right, to make themselves look good. And yeah, Li Auto's number one with 500,000 deliveries. NIO at number 5 with 205,000 deliveries. So that's respectable. Okay, 205,000 in a year. Zeekr beating NIO by a little bit. Okay, 212,000 deliveries. So Zeekr definitely a very big competitor for NIO, and we always kind of expected Zeekr to do well, but I did not expect Zeekr to deliver more vehicles than NIO, to be very honest. Okay, to be very honest. I would hope that NIO in the future, delivers more vehicles than Zeekr. And of course, this list does not include Onvo. And if we have Onvo, then yeah, it's gonna look much better. And you can also see that even though Xiaomi is very strong, you can tell they only delivered 136,000 vehicles in 2024. And then Denza, which is a premium brand as well, they also have hybrids, only 106,000. And then ArcFox, which we thought would really be not existent anymore because people, including NIO sales reps and managers, thought eventually they would kind of go extinct, like Hi-Fi. They surprisingly are still alive and doing quite well. 78,000 deliveries. So interesting, very interesting. But you can see the people at the top of the list are all hybrids, all right? Li Auto, Ito, Leapmotor. These guys are all hybrids. And then it's only Zeekr that's a pure EV company that's surprisingly delivered more cars than NIO. Very interesting. But going forward, we do ultimately expect sales to double in 2025. That is the plan, that is the goal that NIO CEO has set out, and I believe it is absolutely achievable. Definitely, probably going to happen. Of course, I've made it very clear. Onvo is going to be the brand that really carries total deliveries throughout the year, and then NIO brand will carry deliveries throughout the latter half of this year. And Firefly will, of course, enter the game in April and also carry deliveries. So just some management change. There's the head of NIO's sales, the absolute head of sales, Michael Poo. I've known him and I've even test drove the car with him. Very good guy, very talented guy. He has actually been moved to Firefly to become the head of sales there because he's very good at sales and he has a very important job of boosting Firefly's sales. So his job going forward is to make sure that Firefly sells well. So he's got a very big task ahead of him, and I do believe that he'll do a fantastic job with the different sales methods and tricks that he's got up his sleeve, and make sure that this car really does well in the market that it's supposed to be in. So that's something to look forward to. So management is also actively trying to get numbers up there as well. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.